Hello, I am D-Star, and today we're going to import Dark Souls combat system into Skyrim. We're going to build the mod list step by step, starting from vanilla, but don't be surprised if you see a lot of my mods, that's because it's their purpose to bring Dark Souls into Skyrim. So here we go for the vanilla gameplay. I'm level 1, so pretty weak. So yep, I got killed by a kill move, we're going to remove that. So first mod is Violence by Vigo. You need to go to the MCM and trigger the player kill move immunity. So back to the fight again. And I'm pretty sure he didn't hit me. No, I know he didn't hit me, so just look at it, slow down. I am so far from the blade, so we're going to fix that. Second mod is Speed and Reach Fixes by my friend Godly Sandwich, and just look, this video are taken from his mod page, so now it's the vanilla gameplay, so ridiculous, honestly. And now with the modded gameplay. So now we're going back to the gameplay. Now I wouldn't say that the game is made easier. Really, it's just made more fair. There are still some little problems with the hitboxes. Look, we can't fix that at the moment, but we can play around the limitations we have. So I'll slow it down. I dodged that. I totally dodged that, but what happened is it tracked me. We want to remove that ability to perfectly track the opponent, so the third mode is Skyrim by the Skyrim team, which I'm a part of. So obviously I explain a little longer with this one. It implements the soul commitment system, so the goal is to remove the ice skating Skyrim combat. You won't be able to move at all, and before actual attacking you'll show a wind up movement to allow the opponent to dodge. Once the movement is over, you'll be able to move forward and you won't be able to rotate at all. Ideally, we would have Skyrim for every creatures. Unfortunately, I'm alone to make all the animation, and I don't know how to animate creatures, at least at the moment, so... The fourth mode is Mortal Enemies by Center 05. So back to the gameplay, and what you see now is the Skyrim attack commitments literally equals death right now. Once I attack, I can't move anymore, I can't rotate fast enough to block, and even if I block, just look, I can't survive that way because I'm taking way too much damage, so what we need is to dodge the attacks. The fifth mod, the next mod, is the Ultimate mod by Shikokira, the author of Nemesis. It's not available on the Nexus, but you'll find the link in the description of the Ultimate mod reanimated, and don't forget to download the Violence patch. After the launch, if you dodge directly, you'll get stuck, so you need to change the dodge style. Set it to sidestep and keep it or change it back to roll, whatever, and after that it will be fine. And back to the gameplay, and what we see now is that I don't have stamina anymore, and just look how slow it goes up, so I won't be able to dodge before a few seconds. So the next mod is Dark Souls movement and stamina regen. And now this is starting to look really a lot like Dark Souls, but just look at my damage output. So the seventh mod is Dark Souls gameplay in Skyrim by David Moon. So now I can actually damage him. But we head up to the end of the fight and I totally hit him before. The problem is, except for the damage, there's no consequence to being hit. First, after I made a successful attack, I'm totally vulnerable. So the next mod is Stagger on hit. And as you can see, we're getting closer and closer to Dark Souls. I can now interrupt my opponent's attacks if I hit him before. But the combat is a bit boring because the AI is not aggressive enough, so for the next mod it will be your personal choice. Personally, I prefer Vigo by Alex9 and Dr. The thing with Vigo is, unlike the other mod, it's supposed to be a combat overall just by itself, so it comes with a lot of features to fix vanilla issues that some are already taken care of by mod I already mentioned, and in a better way I think, so I just disable almost everything, to be honest. Usually I remove everything related to stamina. You can decide to keep the poise or not, it's your choice. The amount of health potion is way too high, so usually I cut it down to 5 to 15%, depend. The injuries are here for you to actually watch your life meter, but I usually disable it because the game is already punishing enough, and you'll see that in a few seconds. At the moment it's not really balanced. I know I'm only level 1 here, but the damage output is just way too high. I just got one shot, so we need to reduce that. The next mod is Custom Difficulty UI by Ghost Wizard. Here you can adjust the damage you deal and receive to your liking. I couldn't test the mods long enough to say it's balanced from level 1 to 80, I won't lie, so it's up to you to find the perfect balance. So what you can see here is it's a bit too easy because the normal attack doesn't consume stamina, so I can just keep bashing and bashing. The lower difficulty helps, for sure, but yeah, next mod is normal attack stamina consumption. And now the combination of mods makes the fight really interesting. The first stamina mod we installed increased the delay before it actually starts regenerating. And as the stamina consumption mod damages the stamina, you get a delay after every attack. And now as you see, stamina really matters because you need it and to defend and to attack. Purely combat wise, this is, I think, as close as we can get to Dark Souls. I know there are some parry mode or backstab mode, but I just didn't have time to inspect them to make sure they weren't script heavy or causing huge lags. Until now it's really script light, and for the mods I either made or I'm a part of, they're all script free except for the stamina consumption mod, which adds a clock spell. I'll try to make a Z-edit patch when I know how to, and make a Z-edit patch too for the stagger mod. Actually it's just a player only ability. But yeah, sword fights are balanced. How about magic? The problem with mages is you can't dodge the spells. You can dodge the spells, but you need to see the caster. For this fight, as a warrior, I have absolutely no chance to win, and in fact, I couldn't even get close to him. If what you're trying to spot are the actual projectiles, well, it's over, they'll just go way too fast. Here, I can't see the caster because of the bush. First, I can't anticipate his attack and I need to rely on the projectiles. There's no way to dodge that at full speed, so the next mod is dodgeable arrows, spells and shouts. As it slows down the arrows, we want to use Whoosh, the projectile trail mod by Gruberix. Back to the gameplay, I can now dodge the spells, and just look at how many spells he's sending, and imagine it was at full speed, but now comes the frost spell. This is a novice spell, the weakest category in the game, and just look at how fast he's vacuuming my health. I only have 100 health points and it took me 42. So the next mod is NPC magic and constant spell rebalance. In the vanilla game, NPC have almost infinite magicka pool and this mod helps cutting it down. Also, it divides the damage output of constant casting spell by 3. So we fixed melee and we fixed range combat. Did we make Dark Souls? No, because as you see, the magicka regen allow me to flee, heal myself and get back to fighting. Alternatively, I can just wait and let the health regen do its job. Here it's already disabled because of Vigo. So the next mod should be the Estus mod. A preview should be uploaded at the same time as this guide, but the final version may come after. Overall, the combat is nice but lacks some dynamic. So the next mod is Simple Lock-On by Himika, and we can thank Fakis for updating it. Now let's talk about what still needs to be fixed and what is to come. You may see that I'm always making the same combo, the 2 normal attack and 1 power attack. That's because in Skyrim you can stagger an enemy that's already staggering, so you need either to let him finish its stagger animation or to stagger him in a more powerful way. So in this case I have to heavy stagger him with a power attack to stagger him again while he is light stagger by the normal attack. With Sky SA, there's a delay after you finish the normal attack, so you absolutely need your enemy to be staggered, otherwise you're totally vulnerable, you can't dodge, you can't move. So this needs to be fixed. Also, the translations in Sky SA don't go perfectly straightforward, they go to the forward left or to the forward right. That's because I tried to copy one of the Dark Souls pose, but this required a specific feet movement, and for a character not to slide, I had to include this side translation. This is really limiting for me in terms of animation because I can't really make them varied that way. And talking about animation, this is one of the first things that's coming for Dark Souls combat overhaul. So basically I'm just trying to make my own animated armory with blackjack and hookers. The easy way to go is through script and alternate animation. That's actually what animated armory does, but if I can, and I don't know how to at the moment, I know it's possible, but I don't know how to, I like to make them through behavior. That's actually the way the vanilla animations are implemented, and this allows for totally seamless and well, that's just the cleanest way, the most streamlined way you can implement animations. So this will be for the vanilla weapons. As you saw, the sword, weapon, axe and dagger share the same animations, and at release it will also be for the animated armory weapons. Maybe through updates for other mods, but I think as always I release my work files, and I've made enough tutorial for somebody else to take the shot for me. Honestly, I don't want to make this for countless weapons, and I'm not doing it anyway. So. And the second point that is also related to animation is weapon arts. At first I was thinking about just making some fancy animation for each weapon and more damage, but I went to a friend's house, and he showed me some of the spells the community was able to make, and honestly they're pretty incredible. And just look up the Iron Cannon, so it won't be very Dark Souls, I won't lie. I think this is mixing the best of Dark Souls and the best of Skyrim, but the problem I have with this mod is there are usually powers, so you have to go to the menu, select your power and use it. It's annoying and tedious. This goes against everything I'm trying to make, so I'll map it to the left and right trigger. I'm talking about a controller. So this will be the same combination as when you have one weapon in each hand and try to make a power attack. It may take a long time, but good things are coming up. So guys, let's not forget, what is boring in Skyrim? Skyrim. We're making it Dark Souls.